tonight at the usual time, 11:30. A top U.S. official says the Soviet Union may have bitten off more than it can chew when it rolled its tanks into Afghanistan. A key State Department advisor, Marshall Shulman, says the Soviets may have underestimated the resistance they'd encountered from people of that Muslim country. The result, according to Shulman, will be that the Russians will have to boost their military involvement in Afghanistan, which in turn could spell trouble for neighboring Pakistan and Iran. And in the Soviet Union, the Soviet citizens are still being kept in the dark about what their leaders are doing across the border. The TASS news agency called the UN General Assembly's vote on the removal of all foreign troops from Afghanistan obvious intervention in Afghani affairs. TASS did not mention the lopsided vote in the UN in favor of its withdrawal. There will still be news coming out of Iran, but there will soon be no U.S. journalists there to report it. They've been given until Friday midnight to leave, and they'll probably have to stop filing reports even earlier. Deputy State Secretary Warren Christopher has arrived in Bonn, city number 4 in his whirlwind European tour. He's making the rounds of American allies to rally support for U.S. moves against the Soviet Union for its incursion into Afghanistan. Tomorrow, Christopher meets with West Germany's Foreign Minister Hans-Dietrich Genscher. Treasury Secretary William Miller revealed today that he's not putting the nation's official gold holdings on the auction block as long as the stampede to buy bullion continues on the gold market. Shortly after he made that statement, the price of gold zoomed to over $700 an ounce in New York for the first time ever. Gold closed at $715 an ounce, up $47 in one day. Senator Edward Kennedy's presidential bid got the personal endorsement of two union leaders today, President Douglas Frazier of the United Auto Workers and Fred Kroll, the head of the Brotherhood of Railway and Airline Clerks. Frazier pictures Kennedy as someone who has worked often alone for the young, the old, the sick, the poor, and those who suffer discrimination. Kennedy tells union auto workers exactly what they want to hear.
I tell the UAW members that 12 long years of Republican economic policies are enough, and it's time to put a real Democrat in the White House. Thank you very much.
President Carter's mother began a campaign visit to Alabama today with a scattershot series of wisecracks aimed in part at Senator Edward Kennedy and Ronald Reagan. When asked her opinion of the Republican presidential nomination, Mrs. Carter replied, in her words, "It looks like Reagan if he doesn't die first."